Four, three, two, one. Minecraft before us. Okay, I won't say. That's insulting to you guys, but I'm so happy to have you here. I'm Hambbage, and we're gonna play some more hardcore vanilla Minecraft. Thanks for coming on back, and let's get this slide out of the way. Learn about allyship. All right, let's learn about it. Oh, what? What? You don't have anything to teach us? Okay, game. I guess we're on our own then. Now, allyship is what made me think of. Yeah, I don't even know what is the title of that song. Countdown, Earth below us, drifting, falling. Anyway, it's oldie but a goodie. Oh my goodness, where were we? That's right, we were on the top of this tower when we were rudely interrupted by somebody doing construction work. Okay, that's a little self-centered. We understand, and I hope that we've kind of moved beyond that. If for the next few minutes you hear a bit of a background noise, I do apologize. Some things need to proceed even amidst the wonderful world of streaming, and if a few minutes at the end of a dishwasher cycle is an interruption, it's nothing compared to if we have folks come back and continue working with power tools. I'd much rather just endure the disruption of the. I wish I knew where he was. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Chill. Be chill. Ooh. That's why wings are dangerous, folks. You look down to place a block, and the next thing you know, you got a bunch of company. I still don't see this guy. I don't know what deal is here. There you are, buddy. Something like that burst. Those all shulkers, maybe? Let's go find out. Oh, it's the blocks. Dang it. Well, worth a try there. Ooh, just losing some, so I guess it was well timed. There's some XP down here, though, that we're grabbing. Still at 11, so nothing forthcoming there. I think we're pretty close to done, unfortunately, but I don't know that for sure. So let's go climb once more, just to see what odds and ends may still be here. Kind of a chance to get us back to our bearings here. So that was exciting. We got jumped by an Enderman. Had to deal with him, and okay, we still got a few around somewhere. This is where we had been. Any parent. Huh. Usually that's a pretty good move if you hear one still chirping. Chirping? Whatever it is they do, just dropping down below will usually get you where you need to be. Here's another good way. Just pillar up, and if they're sort of hidden at any level, you have a pretty good chance of drawing their fire and then finding out where they're at after you've little bit curiouser and curiouser type of deal here, said Alice. She was just small. This could be challenging. Ugh. Okay, that's an Enderman sound. I'm sure we all know. Listening for that little Shulker open close sound in the midst of it. Ooh, feeling good about that jump. Now, what do we have here? Anybody? Huh. Still one somewhere around here. I don't know that we have a end banner yet for a collection. That's definitely something we should just pick up since we've got the variety, right? All right. I think we cleared the inside of here too, all the way up. Good enough. I mean, we pillared too, so. Yeah, we got dirt all the way around the outside, so I think that's where we started this episode. Let's just run up one and over. And sorry again if this is a little bit repetitive, just trying to make sure we've not neglected any good stuff. This all seems pretty well done. Is that dirt in the corners all the way going up there? I think so. Alright, good enough. Let's we've done, we just went into that one, right? So I think we're all set here. That was where we just went up to the top of. Hope to not anger the Endermen. If that's the way we came, let's use our opportunity while we're up here. No, that's not in the spirit of the way we're doing things. Alright, we came that way. We have what at this way? maybe over there. And that's the way we came, so we can kind of double up, but I sort of think we go off in that direction. Seems like a good fit to me. All right, well, we're doing very well. Well, wait. We haven't been here yet. Yeah, I guess this is exactly the way we're going to go. Now, that's probably foolish since we came from the far side. Let's cut the corner here, right, with our torches. This is good. So yeah, as I said, a little bit of dishwasher noise. Apologize for that. I hope I hope that's pretty minimal. It's certainly not the grinder that we had in the last episode. I, as I advocate for a lot of folks, I just, kind of made the best of a situation that hadn't really worked with my intended timing, but I bundled up. It's still very overcast, and we're in the midst of this kind of wet cycle, so it felt very threatening. Not in a stormy sense, but one. Ow. There we go. So this looks like another big old city we get to play in, which is good. This one is a little bit more occupied. Let's swap out a bit here. Oh, that wasn't what we wanted. Man, placement's all over the place. So yeah, when I was kind of an off time for me. Usually I'm morning, evening, kind of spread things out. But I went for a nice little walk. Didn't get rained on, although I thought that was a very good chance for bits. It really brightened up quite a bit at the end. Just as I was kind of getting back towards home, it got bright, and there was. I always see cool stuff. I try not to go on at too great a length about all that kind of stuff. But one thing that struck me today, because there were so few people out at that hour, it's kind of a busier time of day, right? There's more people on trails and such at like in the morning and evening than you get when you're just oh man, look, don't double hit me. Where that one even come from? And then there was the one that teleported up there. Okay, that's him done. That's good. Let's finish this tower. So really not. You kind of have trails and stuff to yourself when you get that opportunity to go out kind of midday. And I live, as I've said, along a trail system that kind of runs along it. Well, it's a creek, but it's basically drainage type area, natural and managed. It's managed by a big reservoir upstream, and so resulting openness or closeness of the dam. That catch, nope. So since it's close to the ground, let's go get it before it despawns. That's why we're here after all. So yeah, you know, lots of miles of paths, and then from that creek, you jerk. There's all right, fun. Have it your way. Where are you? Really? You're gonna get mad at me for replacing my block, and then you're not even gonna show your face? Where are you, coward? Well, why are you running away? Needed more pearls anyway. So anyway, I'm very. It's a big part of why I live where I live. I love, you know, basically from my property being right on an interconnected trail system that, you know, can take me uh, on a bike to Denver or Boulder beyond in either direction. Really, you know, what I consider a real blessing to have right around me at such close proximity. I absolutely try to make the most of that. Yeah, couple. There's him done. Oh. Oh, I didn't see you there. I'm like standing right next to him. No wonder I was getting hit and staying suspended all the time. I knew there were a lot of shots hitting me, but let me just break this before we next get launched. Drop. Just gather up the XP in case there's any goodies we missed. This goes around. Oh, come on. So, anyway, not much to talk about here about me falling off steps. But while I was out, you know, just kind of, again, admittedly trying to make just the best of what's otherwise kind of, you know, I'd hope to get a video recorded. I did, you know, I did post the one that's up. You guys may have already watched that. But in the midst, I'm out on this walk, and a couple cyclists, but that's about it. You know, there's really not much going on. Let's go this way first. So as I'm so as I'm walking, oh, and this is, I think those are all Endermen. Oh, we're at the 14. So good. So as I'm going, I approach where the both this creek and the trails go under a road. And there's lots, you know, there's lots of these, right? This is man, it would be nice if I could shoot any of these guys. Stop for a snack. They're not particularly dangerous, but you don't want to just sit in the midst of a dozen of them and take damage. Oh, almost had that. Oh, you jerk. Do not like their teleporting. Yeah, I don't blame them for it. It's a good survival strategy, but it's no, quite disadvantageous. Alright, so where did you get to, you little pesky varmint? Be up top. Don't see him on any of those edges. He was low. Over here. And let's go. Oh, that may have been too close. I made it on the wrong side there. There's like a pattern that certainly works for me. Oh, what? Oh, what happened there? I thought I had it filled in along the rails. Oh, come on. Let me. I'm fine. Happy now? So we'll take the gold. Those are just iron. We already have a full set of iron, so we don't need that. I don't know if chain actually shows up in here or not, but it would be nice if it did. Alright, let's use the dirt that we have in here while we have it. I haven't heard that one guy. This is not the transported one. I think this is all, but I think it also had an arm off of it. Still haven't. I keep reminding myself. Still haven't actually gotten to my little comical. It was nice. It was just a sweet sight while I was out and about. Because usually, all right. So if I'm telling this story, I should really tell one of my personal pet peeves. I was raised, and this was a part of every bike safety elementary school whatever kind of class where you're going to be out on roads or whatever, is you were learning how to start having that mobility away from your parents. You're not just a tiny little kid anymore. You're going to have some independence. You may go to the park or whatever. Whatever, you're going to be out on bikes and exploring the world a little bit, which is great. But when I was in school and doing that, when I was a boy, the firm lesson was that always, if you are the pedestrian, sure, you have the right of way, but you go against vehicle traffic so that you can see what's coming at your face. Don't trust your ears when you can see what's coming from a distance. If something, just happens to be running very quietly and smoothly, you may not hear it until it's right up on top of you. You don't want to get hit by a car. You'll lose badly. So, now I don't know if he'll open up just naturally or not, so we better go. Rather be inside than outside. That was a bad miss. The most damage I take is when it's actually my arrows that bounce off a closed shulker and get me. Come on! I wish I knew what makes these guys switch between just fighting it out and teleporting, because they are so frustrating. Still iron. I don't think we need to carry around the saddle. We'll gladly take an iron chest. Gladly take this. But there. Okay. Let's see if we can make some good use of your latest levitation. I don't want to. There's losing that or that. Okay, good choice. Sometimes that feels like we're already up there, and are we really gonna waste all our momentum and progress just to check? But getting two more shulker shells. Yeah, yes, please. Alright, now already fight that one? No idea. I don't think so. I don't think we've been up here yet. Obviously, we haven't done the blocks, but we may also not have gotten shot. Or, we may have gotten shot and not placed the blocks if you just levitate up through it. Kind of expected a better fight, frankly. Now, I know this is really supposed to be a parkour hop, hop, hop challenge, but what are the benefits once you've started hopping? If you do fall, you're just so far from wherever you might want to be. All right, nothing. Just checking. There was something I was thinking of the other day that I was like, oh man, using the end light bar things would be a cool ad. I don't remember exactly what it was. Something of a more modern build. So I don't even know if it would fit exactly with this world, at least not in the current state. But it is it's kind of fun to consider. So are we good? Can we get everything? We went all the way up to the top of that one. I mean, we're got 1920 if we count the one back home. So 10 more shulker boxes. So I'm not complaining. Okay, we haven't been up here though. Just seemed like we got through it very quick compared to the last one. Nope. You down. Hi. Got it. Alright, now we just gotta hang out. Might as well have a snack. All right, now which is the way down? I think we still go past Mr. Enderman here. The real answer is it's the way you throw the pearl. But, we can run it out. Very good. Very, very good. Now we're kind of at two different mercies here. One, do we just inadvertently find more cities? And two, do we find a portal? At the moment, at least, we're in no particular need to rush back. We got loads of torches, loads of food. Remember, we got a whole other stack of steaks. We got a full stack of golden apples. Our tools are all in great shape, and we can make all the building blocks that we need out of the sandstone. So we're not on a crunch of a timeline. But we are, I'd already consider this a success, so we're just going to kind of go, if we come to another portal, then we'll take it, note its low coordinates and all that, take it, and get back. If we come to more cities before we do that, we'll keep on grabbing stuff. Sound like a plan? Well, that big hill. That's nice. That might all connect, but let's just make a little bridge. Shortcut, if you will. And we're a little low. Let's actually do a quick reset. This is our advantage being here. So anything that we are just stacking, we're not going to use it right now, can be filed away. We'll keep the extra pearls and the extra torches just ready in case. Yeah, we're ready for more now. Let's reload. So, now that we're back to just picking up end stone, and that's not super fast. So I'm on this walk, and my pet peeve is that in all elementary age safety education stuff that I learned as a kid, you always faced oncoming traffic. And this, this is particularly in like on streets and things like that. If you got to walk along a road, then you stay to the side where the traffic is coming from. In the States here, you're going to walk on the left-hand side of the road as you're walking, and then the cars, and any bikers, cars, anything like that, will be coming head-on to you. They're not going to be up behind you, and if you just don't happen to hear them, you can react. And I was taught all this when I was a kid, when even the goofy looking supersized battery powered headphones weren't a thing. I mean, no, you just didn't have mobile headphones at all. If you were at a library and there was a listening room for music, and they had records or tapes or whatever, you could get headphones that like were on a cable and connected into the device, but you did not have it. I was a kid when Walkmans first came out, and Walkmans were, of course, cassettes, and then they were later replaced by Discman. And then, of course, iPods and all the rest of it that came on to follow. But yeah, when I was a little kid, there was nothing to really distract you. You could carry around a boombox and have your tunes that way, but you were more or less forced to listen to the sounds of the world around you. Um, and even then, the idea was, it's the same reason you don't hike on train tracks. Everybody always says you don't hike on train tracks, and everybody does it anyway if you live along train tracks. But the problem with doing so is that you won't, because of like Doppler effect, you won't hear that train coming at you as you're walking because it's pushing the sound bubble out kind of has a bow wave, so it'll be up on top of you before you know. And the whole oh man, what's the movie with the kids out on the train trestle? It's blanking. Sorry, it's a really good movie. Stand by Me. Um, when so the same deal goes with walking against traffic. You just want to be able to use all your senses and see what's coming at you. You can see, are they looking at you? Have they acknowledged you, or are they looking down at a map or something? Do you need to start diving into the ditch to get out of the way, right? That kind of stuff. I mean, that's extreme. Usually that doesn't happen, but that's the principle. And when I was a kid, you learned the same thing for multi-use trails. Whenever you were on a trail that would be shared with walkers and bikers and later, skateboarders, rollerbladers, any of that kind of stuff, you if you were a pedestrian, yes, you have the right of way, but you also walk on the opposite side that the wheeled faster traffic is moving at. And I don't know if that's being taught differently or if people just as a whole have completely begun to ignore that. But it's the worst possible time in my mind to do so because nowadays, unlike when I was a kid, everybody's got something in their ears, right? You got earbuds or whatever, and so you can't even see. It used to be you could see if somebody had big over the ear headphones on. You knew that they couldn't hear you, and you'd be more defensive. Well, now you just have to kind of assume nobody's listening and paying attention. And I mean, it's more frightening. How many people do you see driving with their earbuds in that are maintaining a cell call? It's all hands free. You shouldn't be holding a cell phone, and hopefully for some people that's even sounds foreign because you've grown up ever since driving and cell phones have been a common deal, and everybody understands you don't hold a phone, and really you shouldn't be on a cell phone while you're driving. I don't care if it's programmed through your car stereo or anything else. It's just like touching the controls on your radio. That takes your eyes off the road. And even, teen drivers are more apt to do it because they just have a feeling of invincibility. They haven't seen things get out of control when they're driving. Uh, to the extent that adult drivers have. Adult drivers have lots more experience, but they also are tending to be more casual, right? They're long term, your parents and other adults out on the road. Just, I drive every single day to work, back, all that kind of stuff. I know the drive. I know, if conditions are good and all that, I know I can be eating food or shaving or just talking on the phone while I'm driving or touching the buttons on the stereo, that kind of stuff. Well, the more the car companies try to give us all the technology and build it into the cars, the more they also challenge that one part that, really we shouldn't be ever distracting from. And it was amazing when I was a teen, I had a chance to go stay in Germany and Switzerland with a couple of families that my family knew. It was awesome, wonderful opportunity in my life. Um, but one of the days while I was staying with the German family, the dad and the son were kind of like, "Oh yeah, we got to go. We got to go run this errand in a different town or whatever." And both families were awesome about taking me and doing stuff while I was there. Uh, but this was nothing like that. We weren't going anywhere touristy. We were just going for a drive and going to pick something up for them, and it was a ways away. And they're like, "Oh yeah, come on, we'll all go together." And so we were driving on the autobahn. And they're like, "Well, you've probably heard about the autobahn. Let's go." And just opened it up, and we're hauling on the autobahn. I'm a teen. I don't know. Probably at that point, I hadn't driven yet, but like most teens, in the Midwest, I had plenty of roads that were not highly trafficked, and I certainly on a few road trips opened things up. Um, but this was the first time in the car, where it was like, oh, the kid whose dad was driving, that I was staying with, like as we're just moving, he opens the window and the air pressure, it just makes your ears pop. It's like, oh wow, we're going so fast. And of course, it seemed even faster because their gauges were in kilometers. So all that was just wild to me. It's such a cool experience. But um, I remember at the time, and I think he reminded it because um, the people we were visiting. The guy had stayed with us first. He had actually been an exchange student through our school, and they were looking for host families. And so we had hosted even when I was younger, and this was kind of reciprocal. But I was doing it, nothing through the schools or anything. I was actually doing a trip to stay for part of the time with some very close Swiss family friends. And their son who's also older than me, had stayed with us in the state. So I knew both of the kids. Didn't know their parents personally until I got there, but they were all wonderful people, so gracious and welcoming. Um, so again, I don't know if it was some comment that the guy had made beforehand, or if he just brought it up when we were driving as fast as we were on the autobahn. And the most amazing thing is, they had a nice family car. I don't remember, like a Mercedes or something like. Germany, cars that we think of as exclusive import type models, luxury brands. Those are like the Fords and Dodges and stuff here. So I think it was a Mercedes, and the models then, right? You have luxury models of otherwise common cars. Wow, got too caught up in my story. So anyway, when does that ever happen, huh? Now where were we gonna make our little crossover over here? Um, so as we're going along, I think the kid said after he's done the whole window deal, and we're like, "Oh, we're really going." He's like, "Dad, it's crazy over there. They have cup holders." And I look, and sure enough, there's no cup holders in this car. And Dad just kind of laughs and is like, "Yeah, they don't think that driving takes your full attention in the United States." And it's totally true. And I don't know if that's changed more in recent years, as the world has gotten kind of more similar, as we all get more technology adept and all that kind of stuff. But we drive-throughs are crazy to people not from the United States. Like, why? Yeah, it makes sense, but your car gets all, like, it's not a kitchen, it's not a dining room, it's a car. Why would you put all all the like stinky food trash. Even if you're just getting takeout, why would you? They would never think about eating in, much less just getting like very temporary packaging of food to carry with them in a car. Your car is a machine made for driving, and I think because fewer people own cars, there's much more emphasis on mass transit, which is great. Like, I wish I had better mass transit here. Colorado's gotten better about light rail. It just doesn't, unfortunately, come real close proximity to me, but hopefully it'll get closer. Um, but yeah, they when you're driving, and this is part of why um, in Europe you don't get license. You can't get a license at as early an age as in the U.S. And again, part of this is because of population density. The U.S. is a big country, and um, I think at least it used to be, and I think it's still the case. If you live on a farm and you're helping out the farm business, your family, and need to be able to drive to do so, you can get a license at like 13 or 14 here. So it really does depend on the circumstances. But if you live out in the country, driving is more a necessity. Okay, those are just eyes. I was like, are there torches out that way? But it's also a real, can be a real benefit to your family and friends, because there's no need for buses if you live in small town rural America. And even the cities in those places, take Omaha, Nebraska, for instance, a place where I did a lot of business travel to, and public transportation there is kind of a joke. I think they have some bus lines into the downtown area from the suburbs, but there's not a lot of it, and there's certainly no trains or anything like that, because there's so much space and so little. You struggle to get enough use on any given route to really make that happen. Now, in Europe, where populations are very much concentrated in and around the cities, and even between what here would be smaller towns, the population, they're so long established that all those smaller towns have. Now, I wonder, are we turned back to? Oh, it's a ship, so this is a new one. Get another pair of wings. Still haven't seen another another portal though. Interesting. So, yeah, no cup holders was the gist there, and they don't mess around when driving. Public transportation or no, you don't need as much. So when you're driving, one, cars are heavily taxed, and less just a necessity, or even as a lot of people my age used to consider, just kind of an obligation. Like it was just went without question. You had a driver's license, whether you had a car or not. You went through driver's ed. Nowadays, I know a lot of younger people aren't even bothering. It's like, well, ooh, okay, well we made a circuit because we've been here. That's our bridge. So I guess we're closer to home. All we got to do is find the torches back, and not the torches that I just placed. Hmm. Interesting. Kind of cool. Also kind of weird. Somehow we made a big circle. So, how does this relate to my walk? Well, um, we we Americans, I think, especially when we're doing things like fitness, or just just taking care of our bodies, or even, as I try to make it more the focus, just getting back to nature a little bit, and enjoying what's out there. Um, Now, is this the way that I just came from? This is why the end can be very challenging and frustrating. Um, we kind of get into the zone, and hey, I'm taking this time out of my life to either get exercise or uh, clear my head. Whether it's relaxation. Walking is so powerful because you get a lot of time to be introspective. Okay, so I think this is the way we came, right? So if the city's back there, came from this way, directions might help, but honestly, uh, I'm not, okay. There's a torches. Let's hope this is the other way, or maybe that was the way we. Didn't we walk up on this boat? I'm so turned around. Um, but yeah, we kind of block out time for ourselves as this is my time. Clear my head. I'm being healthy. I'm being active and mobile and all that. So here we go. It's not really the time we're thinking about our place in space or in society. And I think a lot of people, when they're out exercising, turn to music. Rightly so. Help you get in the zone. Help you push through the pain of a tough workout. If you're really pushing it, um, can be real benefit there. I gotta follow. If this is the wrong way, so be it. But until we know, does this feel like first time, or does this feel like where we just came from? I don't even see torches anymore. What the heck? Torch? Okay. Well, now is this the one we just did or not? Didn't we go across a bridge after the last one? Follow the torches. Um, but yeah, we kind of get into this zone, and a lot of people wear headphones and they get on, and it amazes me how it's almost just universal that people do the exact opposite on what is a very busy multi multi-purpose trail system. This is really, some parts of it are like um, commuter connections. Oh, good. Commuter connections for non single person vehicle cars. That a lot of people out here live very healthy and active lifestyle. That's great. Bike to work, or that, or just out jogging and running and that kind of stuff. But lots of cycling in Colorado, and uh, I love that. But I think that the pedestrians discredit how much responsibility there is to share the road, and how much danger you can put a cyclist in by not upholding your kind of side of the bargain. And uh, when you have headphones in and then you walk in the same direction that the cyclists are on, it puts all the obligation on the cyclist to pass you safely without any knowledge from you or acknowledgement or anything else, and just hope that as they're going by you, there's nothing that causes you to suddenly lean or veer or step to the side, at which point their best option is to bail into, effectively crash themselves to avoid hitting you. And Um, it's just a bad situation all around, but I see it happen all the time. That people are walking, and I think for adults a lot, it just comes from years and years of driving cars. You get used to. I'm on the right side of the road. That's the side I'm comfortable with. My brain is adapted to it, and that's the way of direction I should be going. And you don't think about the fact I am now a pedestrian, not a vehicle, and what that does to the flow of all the rest of the traffic. So I, depending on the day, I try to actually be the the fly in the ointment, if you will. I will very consciously walk the other way, and I've had old guys. Some people may call me old. I don't think I'm that old, but I've had some old people yell at me because I didn't get out of their way when they're walking on what to me is the wrong side of the trail, and that's weird, right? It's like I don't want to. I don't want to start calling anybody out. This is just. I don't know why you always get put out on the edge, but it scares me. Um, so we didn't find a new portal, but we definitely took care of our shulker needs, didn't we? Did these all despawn? Not quite. Couple here. Just I guess that's full. So we didn't end up needing all that end stone that we harvested, but that's okay. Nice. Wow, chickens. So much more common for me to see people with headphones and all that kind of stuff, and I'll wave to cyclists as they're coming up. Kind of, I got you. I know you're coming at me, and I'll kind of step to the side or whatever, give you lots of space to get by without any issues. Um, and I would like to think that they appreciate that as much as I'm kind of in their line of travel. I'm also looking at them as they come, so they don't have to call out to me, or all that on your left, that kind of stuff. Well, anyway, there under this underpass under a road, there's it's kind of it's a double lane, both directions, divided road above. So it's a pretty substantial little tunnel that you go through as you're coming under this thing, and the trail itself is pretty narrow, and it can. Or it wasn't right now, but this is the kind of time of year when if you get a whole bunch of rain or something, it will actually flood. The runoff and things will carry the creek over onto the side that's got this concrete trail, and then it gets muddy, sandy, kind of silt all over the place, and so people add add being careful about getting their shoes wet and stuff to headphones and all the rest, and you can see why it it becomes a bit more challenging. Now, we had what did we do? Did I bring it with, or is it in the yellow box or the blue box now? Let's get the blue box. Got a lot of goods to unload here. I must have put in the stack. So we got 20, but that's again nothing to sneeze at. We're doing very well here. Lots of goodies. I think that's pretty well set, although I don't know. Well, yeah, for the moment at least we don't need to carry those. Let's go hang this banner in our collection. It's not the cool actual created patterns banners, but it's a banner. Deserves a spot. I'll put it there. Okay. Now Let's go down. I think I have a bunch more. No, maybe I just have frames. I was thinking maybe I had more chests down here. I can always make more, but we've got to put away all this end material anyway. So that's my pet peeve. It took a while to kind of iterate, but I really wish people would be a little more conscious of all the potential risk that they put themselves in when they're just out cruising without really putting much attention into where they're going or what they're doing. Man, where am I going to put these glow sticks that will stand out? They almost need their own frame. Let's put them here. We'll keep one. Let's go get a frame for that while we're here. Do it right. I still, aside from when like the laptop was trying to pull its own updates, I haven't seen much lag out of the stuff that we've put in the world so far. Again, we don't have big machines running all the time. That helps. And we don't have automation on our sorting system, so that helps. As I do that, I just kind of kept bouncing one extra after I'd already stopped. So that's all right. Now we can, well, let's just go see what we're going to do more. Just from here, a couple more upstairs. I think we're still going to be a little short. We can probably do with just building another batch of them. Nine. Make 8 more for now. 4 more. 8 more. Okay, now shulker up. Not bad. Now the challenge becomes coloring up everything. We got a brown, a blue. We got to replace a green. This is one of the three. These three go with us everywhere, right? I do like to have one of every color and then just pick and go with a color to have a whole bunch once you get everything done. But what do we have for dyes that we haven't used yet? A green, a magenta. We haven't made a pink yet. We haven't made a light blue yet. Is there like, is cyan with blue? Let's just don't mess around. And these aren't even dyes. These are just bone meals. Let's make. Do I have a bunch of white dye? I thought I did, but maybe I haven't used it. I don't know that I can add orange to anything to modify that. All right. Well, is what it is. So we need a replacement green. Boom. I think this is cyan. One of those. Boom. Light blue. Oh. But white. Pink. Why aren't these? Oh, now. Light blue. Pink. We've not made a magenta yet, right? We've not made a pink. We've not made a light blue. Lime, is that green and white? Is? We're doing pretty well. We do have some red flowers. Yeah, we are jammed up. Well, this will be about the time we want to start making a dye chest. We may have already. I think we already used a brown dye just to mark it, but I don't think we put anything in there. Oh wait, we have a line. Never mind. We wanted the red. That's right. Oh, good. Dishwasher's done. Garbage guys are here. Sometimes you can't win for trying. Purple. This is slightly off from the regular Shulker color. All right, let's go load up our box here so we can kind of keep track. Got a nice variety now. Magenta, pink, white. Two more. Do we have a pure so? Let's sleep. Let's take a sip of coffee. Oh, while I was coloring there, I didn't even think about continuing on my story here. Come on, don't let me die out here. So, story still consists of this tunnel through this an underpass, right? It's just a paved, crossing below a street as opposed to a bridge. And oh, I heard a trident. You're not the trident guy. Where's trident guy? Where are you? Can't see you. Anybody see? There you are. Oh, that's not my sword. Oh, that's flesh. Okay. Trying to get the apple. I didn't know where he was at. So underpass, people with headphones and all that make it very dangerous. And there are signs very specifically in that stretch that say, "Please stay to the right." And there's like a solid yellow line through the middle of it. Fair enough. That's all you need to tell me. I'm not going to try to prove anybody wrong, especially in a congested area. And that's all fine and dandy. So even if I'm just out walking there where it's blind, because both sides kind of approach from a curve and then turn tightly, and and bikers are moving, people may try to step outside of puddles, and they have the little like side angle mirrors to try to give you a little bit of a look if anything's coming, but we all do our best to try to be safe. So in that circumstance, I definitely try to hug to the side, and as a walker, even if it means splashing through a few puddles, I either stop and look and then move quickly around if they're look like they're over the sole of my shoe and gonna soak me. If it's not already rain, if it's wet, just go through the puddle. Here in Colorado, we should know that anybody that does any hiking in the wilderness should know, stay the trail. It's a posted in signs along a lot of the commonly used trails, because in the spring the the hiking, when the trails get muddy, causes lots and lots of trail erosion. People, a trail runs lower than the grass and sod around it, and people will step around those and widen. They eventually wear down the grass on the side of the trail, um, on the edge of the mud, and then those become muddy, and so then people, you get these wider and wider spots around mud holes. And stay the trail means, hey, if you're going to go hiking in, not on a sidewalk in the spring in the mountains, or any time, because spring is just an elevation, right? There's a snow line, and whether it's shady or whatever, you can be out in any time of year, really. But middle of the summer, and there can be a snowbank under a shady pine tree, and it's still melting and making a big muddy spot. So um, don't put your shoes above the condition of the trail is what it basically comes down to. Now we're going to leave our black dye here, to try to remind us that that'll be a color of Shulker we need. Look at how wonderful all our collection is coming. Now I think, does 16 sound right for the number of colors and chests? We still need black. Um, I don't think there's a light yellow or light orange. There's pink and purple, and everything bases off red in those. Uh, but I think we have most everything except for black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 16. Man, oh man, stop shaking the dumpster. Okay, he's moving on. Maybe. Hopefully. So anyway, in this tunnel, people do the exact same thing. They try to keep their shoes dry, step out into the middle of a very small space, and hopefully unknowingly, but put themselves and the cyclists at risk by compacting down and very limited time to react, all that kind of stuff. That's why they have all the signs. I'm sure, I don't know of anybody personally, but I'm sure there's been bike crashes and things in those, and they're trying their best to keep everybody safe. But anyway, I'm going through this tunnel, and I hear from behind, bikers on your left. And I kind of, because I'm not wearing any headphones or anything, I without having to turn back, because if you turn, you're going to step out into the middle. I just raise my left hand and give them a wave to let people know, hey, I heard you. You're good. And a lot of this comes from my Nordic skiing and running as well. You learn these things on the trail. It's also, I was amazed. I'll kind of follow this up, but that was for carpets. I think this was, it was going to be for colored wool. Didn't we have a brown? Yeah, here. Um, so all these dyes now have a home. And that's just for odds and ends of extra dyes and things that we have. Um, let's check the time. 1:13, not bad. I was just going to say we could do another shorty, but I haven't finished my story yet. How are we doing over here? Oh, I think we made a box up top outside for these, right? So, these, I just hear a voice, hey, on your left, bikers, and I give a waiver. Oh, thanks. And still nobody's come by yet. And then before anybody's even reached me, a woman says, bikers, there's 5 of us, all passing on your left while we pass soon. And like, how great is that? Without any like dialogue, or just the first one in the lead tells you how many are coming, and that's something that you do when you're off-roading in trucks as well. When you're on a mountain, non-road, but a trail going through the mountains where it's blind and there's turns and you can't see, um, very often there's no shoulder. Very often one or the other person has to back up and yield the road, and you have to go back to a safe place where you can do that. So um, in off-roading, it's the minimum of courtesy to, as you're passing somebody, tell them, you as the lead vehicle, if somebody's pulled off to stop or if they've had to back up, you kind of say, all right, there are four people in my group, and we're going. And, ATVers and things like that, the ones that uh, have the same courtesy and understanding of, it's not just a playground. You're actually out there with people that are all trying to be safe and protect their equipment and enjoy nature and get back home again. So they'll do it, motorcyclists as well. They'll kind of just do it with finger signals. So you don't have to stop and talk. But, as the first one goes by, they'll raise up a hand, and how many people are coming, they'll hold up the fingers. And each person in order going back raises a hand. So, like, if there's five, the first person raises five fingers as they go by. The next one, four. The next one, three. The next one, two. And the last one just, kind of waves, hey, you're clear, good. And it's so helpful. It's such a real courtesy and benefit to everyone on the trail. Okay, now you can proceed. You don't have to wait and wonder. And you'll also, if you know that there's another group coming behind, or, anybody's stuck, or the trail's bad, you'll stop and kind of share that information as you go. Hey, half mile up, it looked like somebody was out trying to navigate through a rocky section. So, you'll be coming up on them next. That kind of, just friendly, right? That's just being a part of a larger community, like a chat or anything else in gaming. So these ladies were doing it as they went, and they were so friendly. It was awesome. They were, I didn't get much of a look, right? They're just kind of passing me and going by. But I'd say they're probably mostly in their 50s, earlier to later. I'm just gonna say that's probably the kind of age range. But these were ladies that were out. They weren't flying along. They actually had the fat tire bikes, which I thought was awesome. So they're all riding fat tire mountain bikes, cruising along on a paved trail, which is just great. Those are pretty common out here anyway. I just, as I'm walking along, I'm wondering. I wonder if they pull those off to get off trail places too. But so friendly and so organized, you could tell that this is a group of ladies that, either were a tour, which I've never heard of, just going along in, suburbia. Hey, we're going to go on a bike tour. Or they were just ladies and friends that do this enough and have kind of come up with a system. And the last one by was, I said, hey, I hope you guys have a great ride, as she's just pulling by. Oh, thanks so much. Hope you have an awesome day too. Just, and not that most people wouldn't say stuff like that, but so friendly and clearly, they weren't out trying to be Olympians or anything like that. They were just having a wonderful time in each other's company and being courteous to everyone around. So really fun story. Something I see too little of. Too many people, the earbuds are in, you're doing your solo thing, and I always say you're missing out on nature when you do that. Give the earbuds a rest and uh, let your mind chew when you're out, particularly walking. And I advocate walking so much, in my own life and to others, as the health. And don't feel you have to be out jogging or running, because um, your body, especially if you're trying to get in shape, your body probably can't handle it. It's not ready. Your joints and things, your muscles will adapt pretty quickly, and you can, most anybody can be coached through and encouraged to um, get to the point where you're not dying of shin splints. You're not. Your legs don't feel like they can't go on, and you can get to the point of jogging like a 5 mile loop pretty comfortably, pretty quickly. Most everybody can, and that's as me as a past cross country runner. I've done half marathons. I've never done full marathon. It's kind of one of my big big wish lists. Maybe I'll be able to, but honestly I don't know if I can. But I've done lots of other endurance type things anyway, so it won't be the end of the world if I don't get that particular item on my list. Um, but if you're just looking to get in a little bit better shape, or spend more time outdoors, quality for yourself, I'm a huge advocate of walking. Basically that's what the human animal evolved to do, is walk. We can, when you see kind of the National Geographic of the bushmen out in the Serengeti, walking and traditionally hunting big game. Not that many do it anymore, but the whole idea is you would locate a prey animal at a water hole, and you just unrelentingly pursue them by walk. And sure, you can't catch them on open ground, whether it's a gazelle or I don't know, the big African buffaloes, or wildebeest or anything like that. Um, you can't compete with them for speed over flat ground. It's just not going to happen. But they can't compete with humans for endurance and heat control. So we can essentially walk animals to death by never letting them stop and cool down. They will eventually actually die of heat exhaustion and dehydration because they're forced to pant to cool in most cases, and they uh, rely they burn so much energy in their fight or flight reflex, and since they're prey animals, their response is to run very quickly and put distance. And like with a lion, I think most everybody's seen some kind of a nature show showing the lions, and here's a hunt, and their survival rate is so low because they expend a huge amount of energy trying to track down their prey, and if they miss, then they basically, that's the flopped out lazy looking lion, right? They run themselves to exhaustion and have to rest and recover, and it's why prey um, approach and camouflage, blending in with the grass, and everybody's seen a house cat stalking on a toy, or a feather or something, where they get low to the ground, they move slowly, and they're mighty hunters in their own minds. Well, it's all evolutionary. That's to prevent that waste of energy, and we as humans didn't have that survival technique. And this is going back to millions of years, right? Even before Neanderthal and Homo habilis and some of those, bridging over in that, certainly, but even as we adapted stone tools and our earliest indications of humanness, we were still essentially moving over vast areas to wear down our prey animals when we hunted, and just endure unceasingly. So when we exercise, or if we want to become more active, that's what our bodies are actually designed to do, is just to walk and walk and walk. And the challenge is, you don't get as much resistance from that when you either have to go a really long way, you have to go over tough terrain, i.e., hiking in the mountains where there's lots of vertical. You're basically doing steps at that point. You're trying to go up and down and scramble over uneven terrain, and all that. All that causes more effort. You got to your balance and everything is coordination of muscles to adjust for sloping and curved terrain and all that. So walk. If you're sitting here and play a lot of games, probably too many at times, and it, and you'd like to be in a little better shape, just walk, and actually do a lot of walks very very quick, short short walks, but throughout your day is the best way. And that's why I always say when I start, even if it's early in the morning, I've usually been up and out, and even if it's just the kind of half-mile loop around the property here at my building, uh, that gets your body moving, gets your heart rate up, and it you'll enjoy those benefits for hours after. Your heart will actually continue to work a little faster and as opposed to just rolling out of bed and switching over to the couch and turning on the TV. So um, and if you do that throughout the day, those effects will become cumulative. So you can do 2 miles in one walk at the beginning of your day, and you'll certainly get a lot of benefit out of that. Um, but if you spread that out into four half-mile walks throughout the course of your day, especially if you work a desk job or something, you're sitting there, and that half mile, even for the least fit of us, just kind of walking around at a very casual pace, no more than 20 minutes, 14, 15, if you're pausing and really just putting one foot in front of the other, which is okay. If that's the level of comfort, do that. You'll find that unless you're rehabbing some kind of an injury or something, you'll find that your body will very quickly adapt, and that half mile is coming down very quickly, at a casual, just cruise and walking pace. You'll very quickly be under that. So you can, over the course of a day, you can spend an hour, between the time it takes to pull on your shoes and step outside, grab a house key. Um, you can spend an hour in 4 15-minute breaks, and two of those aren't even in your day, right? There's maybe one before you start any kind of work, and then one maybe at a lunch break, or as your schedule allows, right? That everybody's got some time that they just need to step away and clear their head, in the middle of whatever your job is. So take that, go walk a half mile. If you work in an office, go walk around the block, or the parking lot, or whatever. You can quickly figure out what a good little route is that works for you. But get out there, move, get your heart pumping, your ligaments and things moving. When they sit, they legitimately become more brittle through lack of use. So make all those things move. But that, combining, a bunch of little quick walks that keep your heart going throughout the day with some longer ones, you'll find that, whether your goal is weight loss or just improved fitness, you're going to see very good benefits very quickly. And this feels a little preachy. I'm sorry. It is something I have shared with a lot of other friends, and it's something I try to live. It's good to be out and mobile. That's why I say it at the end of every episode. And the nature stuff is equally important. We'll talk more about that. This has been enough. We're not even doing anything game wise. I'm just wandering around in circles talking. So what do we want to do now? We've suddenly got a multitude of Shulker boxes. Awesome. We got an awesome cat. What's up, S'more? Um, we got a new banner that Salty can see from as well. Look at that. You can just see the bottom of it. Oh, you get to see all the banners. You're such a good dog. Such a lovely dog. All right. Sadly, what we haven't done yet is find a secondary nether fortress. And I was literally just walked back inside here, and I was thinking, maybe we go back to the Badlands and start, keep working on the caves. We can gather up some more redstone. We can, be ready for another building project whenever that feels right. But I'm kind of thinking we've got the one bastion remnant that we haven't explored at all yet. We've talked about trying to harvest some of those resources so we could begin leveling those out and have the combat as things spawn up. That's all good. Or we could also just cruise on the surface in the Nether, grabbing lots of quartz for the little bit of repairs. We honestly we don't need much at all, but would need those. So I think either way we're headed to the Nether. We got our ender chest, and it is loaded with extra storage, all our tools. Um, yeah, I think we're good. Um, and maybe what we'll do is keep this one short too. We're at hour 30. Let's go through. Let's go out to that far bastion. Kind of end there. I'll after all this talk, I'll take another break. I'll go stretch my legs. Encourage you guys to do the same, and then we'll come back here and take on another bastion. I think that. Nope, not that way. This way. Yeah, still ancient debris is still an option, but we've done that recently. We've got 2 picks here. We'll get more at some point. We'll probably have done a bunch of building and be ready for a change. But I think at least at the moment, I think those are just the standard pigmen. What's up, guys? Or we could just pop up along the way here and grab some loots in the form of quartz mainly. Quartz and the gold ore and all that. We get a good batch when we're working for the netherite, but we really don't build a whole lot of surplus. Um, we could also go through some of the forest, use the hoe to get the leaf type blocks, the blue and red nether wart. It's not, I forget what it's called. So that's a possibility. We can also take this one down, and I may. Might be a real fun. I don't know. Get pretty routine pretty early, but it since we've got this other one and it's currently still causing us a little bit of hassle, just with the number of enemies that have dropped from it. We'll go deal with it. And I can tell you the other story. So the 5 ladies biking, man, I stretched that out, huh? I got some skill. You guys think you can ramble on about something meaningless? Like literally, 5 ladies on bikes walk by, and I come up with my childhood trip to Germany on the autobahn for safe driving, and which side of the trails you walk on. Which, by the way, just walk facing traffic. You will be safer. I guarantee. No matter what else, you will be safer. I think cyclists will appreciate it if you acknowledge them. Don't be looking at your phone. And frankly, the other piece there I can't say strongly enough is don't. If you're like running or something, if you really need to, if you're on a full-on endurance workout and you're pushing yourself, and it's really the only way you're going to make it through is to have a motivational playlist. Yeah, wear the earbuds. Do it. But if you're taking the time for yourself to be healthy and fit, and I'm just as guilty of this. At times you can't avoid it. Work calls or whatever. I have an iWatch, and I know it gets me too. Where you'll have a call come through on your watch, and what are you going to do about it? I don't have any extra blocks. I'm not real psyched about climbing up this internally. I know. We're gonna change episodes here. Just as soon as we grab this gold. Let's see what we got. Well, got some lava. Oh yeah, how quick you get out of practice. Okay. That's an edge. Ooh, goes back this way. Very interesting. Wow. So then does it, well, obviously it's not the high point if there's more stuff here. Got a ghast bouncing around somewhere. Could take his tears. We gotta make him cry first. Hmm. Certainly not at the top, are we? Woo! It's a mighty climb. Oh, they're on to me. Oh, shit. He's the he's the one. I don't know why he got stuck, but I'm not fighting it. Now, where did those others come? Ooh. They sound very, very unhappy. Very angry. Oh my goodness. Oh, yeah. Glad we didn't fall into that nest. Doesn't mean we're done though. Holy smokes. Yeah, that wasn't much experience really. For all those guys. Being a bit stingy game, if I do say. Maybe I'm not going outside. Just big old clap of thunder. Like I said, it was still quite threatening looking out. I saw you over there, pal. Before I open these chests, I'd like to try to prevent things from just raining down on our heads. I still have no idea how high up this goes. Ooh. I really don't want to get pushed off an edge either. Let's do a little safety bar. Getting good with the safety inspector. Safety inspector. So maybe, how high up are we? 86, that's pretty up there. So I think on this one, we're gonna kind of figuratively or otherwise plant our flag right here, and kind of a first step in that, in my mind, is pop on a chest and resetting the inventory a minute. And we'll just kind of do this all the way. Let's start with the worst color to see up here. We aren't going to have a whole heck of a lot. I think we'll keep one of those. We may get more of that random stuff, but we'll just kind of deal with it as it comes. And I'm going to hold that for now. Let's call it there. This was not our Run Coward I Hunger. This was not our the Bastion Remnant episode. This was our round 2 of the end. We did so well on the Shulkers. Now we're going to try to turn that into good. We're going to take this thing downwards until our desire or adventure or our Shulker boxes give out, because we're going to want a lot of the various Blackstone stuff, and we're going to find all the various treasure as we do, and hopefully in a pretty safe way, right? We'll be in very much control as we clear this, so it should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Haven't done this at all in the past, so we'll see how it goes, if we run into challenges or what that ends up being. But for now, thank you guys so much. We spent a lot of time talking about it. Go stretch your legs. I'm going to go maybe watch a storm as opposed to walking around in it. See what actual weather I've got going on here. But as in most places, I think everybody thinks nobody else says it, but everybody does. If you don't like the weather, wait 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and it'll change. So that's what we're going to do here. But for now, take care of yourselves. See if you can lend somebody a hand on something or other, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.